Who's the sponsor of the resolution?
Congressman Fuller, the
How
new
long
member.
has Mr. Fuller been in Congress?
He was sworn in last week.
So 5 days?
I don't know, that can't count the
6
days.
days.
Yeah, last week.
Kind of fascinating that somebody who's been here for 6 days is the author of a resolution applauding the House Republican Conference and all the work that it's done for the last 14 months. What is the purpose of this resolution? It's to recognize your work?
It's the work the House of Representatives have done for rural communities. We talked about the Rural
But why do we need to do
Transformation
that?
Fund. What do we need? Well,
Why do we need to recognize you?
What do we need to recognize me? I'm working the work of
That's
the
what
House.
this resolution is doing.
Well, the work of the House
Okay,
Representatives.
why do we need to recognize the Republican
Because
majority?
as you've heard, there's been a lot of rhetoric here, even today,
Sure.
about, you always, my good friend always heard the big ugly bill, he always says that. And we'll say they're good things. There were really good things that were done in the bill.
But why do we need to-
I just did roundtables with people in my district getting $3,000
I
back to
understand
work
that's
for
your
tips,
position,
blue
Mr.
collar
Chairman. I guess what I'm
people.
saying is you have a position.
But it's an opportunity.
Hold on. Let me just.
Okay.
You believe that the Republican majority has pursued policies that have benefited the American people. The ranking member disagrees with that. Why do we need to pass a resolution saying, quote, recognizing the work of the House of Representatives? Why do you need that recognition?
Well, we
why
need
do
to
you all
pass
need
a-
this pat on the back?
I think we need to pass a resolution to cut through a lot of the noise that's been out there to say that we have worked hard for the rural people.
So this
in
is a press
country.
release? That's
This
basically,
it's a resolution.
well, no, I understand that it's a technical resolution, but I guess my point is it functions as a press release because it doesn't achieve anything. It's essentially a tool that the Republican majority is using to recognize
it's a
themselves.
statement of our.
I'll just say, Mr. Chairman.
You voted for resolutions before in the
Your
past, I'm
predecessor,
sure.
the person who, not your predecessor, excuse me, the ranking member who was, excuse me, the chairman who was here last week presenting on the other commemorative resolution that we did. At least that resolution did not say at the top and in the conclusion that the whole purpose was to recognize yourselves. I mean, that I think is very
Was to
new.
recognize all of us. Some of the things
Well,
some of the things in this bill we all voted for. The
Well,
Support
I hear
Act.
you.
A lot of us voted for the Support Act. I mean, it's
We didn't
work
vote
of
for
the House.
the big ugly bill. the
You
big
voted.
beautiful
A
bill,
lot
or-
of you voted for the Halt Fentanyl Act that helped rural communities. The Support Act that helped people that are suffering from. Matter of fact, your colleague from Colorado was the co-sponsor of the legislation, and so it's not just
humble-
listing what the Republicans did; it's
I hear
listing
you.
what Congress did.
My humble request would be, because I don't, well, I don't want to speculate, but I suspect this is not your brainchild, this resolution. Did you come up with this resolution?
I worked on the Support Act with Congresswoman Pattison from your area. So there are
What was
things
that?
that we've done
No,
bipartisan.
I'm not talking about
partisan.
that. I'm saying this resolution. This isn't your, you didn't draft this.
I'm not the sponsor.
You're not
of
the
this.
sponsor
I'm
of
not the
this.
sponsor of this.
I don't think, I mean, I take you to be a very serious legislator, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I wasn't the sponsor.
You work on a lot
I'm
of
not
bills.
dismissing this.
with
This
the
is not
ranking
being
member.
serious, but I'm not the sponsor of it.
I hear you, and I'm just suggesting to you, and maybe I'm making a humble request, the same request I made to the chairman last week. Can we just stop with these commemorative resolutions recognizing the Republican majority or recognizing the House of Representatives? Let's just be done with recognizing the House. Let's work on policies. That's all I'm saying. I don't really understand this obsession that the Republican majority has developed in the last few weeks with passing resolutions recognizing the House. Like, we get it. We understand that you are proud of the work you did, and so let's move on and let's do
And I want to clarify for you, not everything in here is bipartisan. I'm not saying it was passed, but there
I
were
hear
some
you.
things in here that are bipartisan.
know,
I didn't want to use someone's name and say they
Not
endorsed
at
the
all.
resolution. I want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah, no. And,
Yeah, there were
of
things
course,
in here that
I
were
take that for what it's
bipartisan.
worth. I'm just suggesting to you. And of course, I mean, we could test out some of these whereas clauses, which are awfully broad, awfully vague, and without much empirical evidence, at least as best as I can tell. But in any event, we're going to have to agree to disagree. Maybe we'll have a debate on the floor on that front. I want to talk about H.R. 4690, Mr. Langworthy's bill that you all were just discussing previously. This is the Reliable Federal Infrastructure Act. Now, as I understand it, this legislation essentially repeals the requirements that existed previously that were originally enacted in 1976. Is that?
I think 2007 is what I know.
Well, I guess the original law was passed in 1976. And then it was amended in 2007.
Amended 2007 was
Correct.
the
So
basis.
1976, right, the original
Right.
law is signed by a Republican, right, by Gerald Ford.
Would have been Gerald Ford in 76.
Correct.
Yeah.